Hey there guys, I am the Six Machine and welcome back to another Warhammer video. We've got another Heresy Thursday reveal, and it has to be said, first of all, credit where it's due, GW have been throwing out a really consistent amount of new models over the past year and a half or so, with a slow but seemingly endless tease of new models and characters and units coming to both 40k and Heresy, and I am a really big fan of that. I really like the increased level of reveals and teases that they seem to be consistently giving us. I would of course love to see Corswain sometime soon, but as it stands, today we do get one of the Dark Angel's most hated foes, a couple of Praetors for the Death Guard. Up first, we get shown the Cataphracti armoured Terminator Praetor, a brand new one to add to the list of heretical Praetors, and I will be honest with you, I am actually not a fan. Maybe it will look better in a 3D view, but for me this one just looks a little bit too much on the chunky side, I think. It's not an amazing pose, it isn't super dynamic or exciting or anything like that. It just, for me, lacks a little bit of the flair and the eye-catching appeal that I think an HQ model should have. And I mean, I get it, it's a Death Guard model, so it shouldn't be super over the top. It should be relatively plain and simple and just to the point. But this guy could just be another generic Terminator in the kit. If I'm being honest, I really don't see anything there that makes me look at him and see this cool centerpiece HQ model. And whilst I think they should be plain and to the point, as I said, there still needs to be something that sets him apart and makes him stand out just a little bit from the rest of the Terminators in your army. I mean, yes, he does have the axe, and the axe does look kind of cool. The helmet option does make it better as well, but I just think in general, this guy is quite a big miss for me. He just looks boring, and I can't imagine you putting him down on the table and being excited to show off this brand new HQ that's leading your army and kind of, leading from the front and leading the charge and being all heroic. He just doesn't give me that vibe. And even in a legion like the Death Guard, I feel like the HQs should have some level of that feeling. On the flip side, the normal Power Armored Praetor, this guy for me is a big hit. First of all, I think he looks a lot better proportioned, and whilst his armor is still very much function over form as befitting the Death Guard, it does have that little extra oomph just to make him stand out amongst the rest of your troops. The back banner is just that bit more ornate and eye-catching. He's got the standing rock that he's kind of leaning his foot on, which, yes, it's rather cliche now, but it is still a good way to make him pop out a bit more amongst the rest of your army. And I mean, his power scythe just looks unbelievably cool. I really love how it's still fairly simplistic, but you can tell it's got that extra level of detail. I love the extra large handle on the front, which really gives the impression that he can swing it around with some heft and really tear into his opponents and rip them to pieces. It just adds a tiny bit more detail that adds a lot to sort of the story of the character and the idea that he is a bit above the rest of his army. He's got some slightly better, slightly more personalized equipment which just is made for him, and that just makes them stand out on the battlefield more, and I think is a really important part of HQ models. It gives you that extra cool layer of style and pomp that will also be a load more fun to paint up, I think. I have to say, whilst the Terminator Praetor is probably one of my least favorite Praetor models, this power armored one may well be fairly high up on the list of my favorite Traitor Praetor models. I just think it really does fit the image of the Death Guard. He looks unbelievably badass and cool, but still has that Death Guard stoicness and sort of minimalistic form. It just has a few details that make it stand out and make it look like an HQ. So one good Praetor, one not so good Praetor coming for the Death Guard. But which of them do you prefer? Do you like both of them, or do you like neither? Let me know down in the comments below, and as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe for more Warhammer content from me, but until next time, I'll catch you later, guys.